Hello, my name is Gerard McGreevy and this is Donal O'Hare. Before we start, I'd just like to thank you, Donal, for coming along this evening and giving up your time for this interview.
Very welcome, Jared. Thanks for having me.
To start this off, could you tell me about your childhood? Where did you grow up and what was your experience like at school?
Grew up in Burren. Suppose, school life was very good. Went to Carrick Primary School. Great memories, great friends, great crack. After Carrick Primary School, moved on to St. College in Uri. Again, met some great friends, great memories, great crack. And I suppose they finished it off then, won the McCrory and won the Hogan Cup as well. So it was a good way to finish my school life.
What sports did you play as a child?
Obviously, the main one was Gaelic football. Played for Burren, played for Down, development squads and stuff like that. Dipped my toe in a wee bit of soccer. Wasn't that great at it. So obviously stuck to Gaelic then and had to make the choice.
What would you say is your local sporting hero growing up?
Local sporting hero was probably Benny Coulter. Just probably from an inside forward and a corner forward watching Benny. Probably further down, probably the likes of Mickey Linton and wee James McCartan. Again, was always watching people in my position. I'd always wanted to play. Obviously, if you dip outside the county then, probably Gooch Cooper and Bernard Brogan in as well.
What clubs did you play for as a child?
Only one club. Played for Burren. That was it. Didn't think twice about playing for anyone else, or couldn't play for anybody else really. Just loved every minute of it. And still play for them to this day.
When did you get involved in playing for Down?
I think I made my first development squad when I was about 14, under 14. And then didn't make any minor squad. Got called in late to a Down minor squad then when I was probably 18, 19. And then just went straight in the under 20 panel and then straight in the senior panel. So it was probably 18, 19 before I really started playing for them.
The family has a strong tradition of being successful in Gaelic football. Could you tell us more about this and whether that added pressure on you to be good at sport?
Obviously my mum's from Crossmaglen, so probably a successful club in terms of winning loads of trophies, All-Irelands, Ulsters and Armagh championships. My granddad played for Armagh, my cousins played for Armagh. My granddad actually played for Armagh in a 1953 All-Ireland final. So that's probably where a strong tradition came from. Then we obviously moved to Burren. Before I was born, obviously mum and dad moved to Burren to another successful club and a huge tradition, huge passion GAA. But to sort of jump back to your pressure question, probably not in terms of my mum's family and my grand and cousins playing for Armagh, playing for different clubs. So I think maybe if they had been from Burren and played for Burren and won trophies at Burren, I think there might have been a wee bit of pressure. But obviously the fact that they were in a different county, different club, and I was obviously playing for a different county and a different club as well then, there was no real pressure. Family and my granddad was always just proud and happy and just to see me playing well and representing county and representing my club and my schools and stuff like that.
Was there a big step up from club to county football? And if so, how did you adapt?
In terms of football, probably not, but in terms of the preparation side of things, video analysis, player analysis, strength and conditioning, recovery, nutrition, diet. So in terms of going from a club scene at minor where we only turned up 10 minutes before and kicked a ball about and then did a warm up and did a training, suddenly then to flip that and you're going into arriving at training an hour and a half maybe before to get your own recovery done, to get your own prehab done, to get a rub off or a masseuse or a physio or something like that, to get into the gym, do your foam rolling, mobilise, flexibility, watch DVDs of yourself, watch DVDs of your opponents, and that was even before you got on the pitch. So in terms of adapting, there was probably just no choice. And again, when you come into a county panel where you have Ambrose Rogers, Kevin McKiernan, Mark Poland, Benny Coulter, and they're all doing it, you have no choice but to jump on board. So in terms of football, I didn't really see that much of a difference. But in terms of everything else that came with it then, there was a huge difference.
What would you regard as the highest and lowest points in your sporting career and why?
Highest moments was probably anything I won with my club. We won 5 under 21s in a row, and then we won 2 Ulster under 21 champs in a row. Massive days for the club and massive days for me and my friends, I suppose. And then we went on and won 3 championships with my club as well. So I suppose anything I won with my club was massive. I'm not too sure if it was a low point as such, but probably something to look back on is that you played a year at minor for the county, you played 2 years at under 21s for the county, and you played 9 years at senior level for the county, and I don't have anything to show for it. I have no medals and no trophies in hand. So beat in a minor also championship for Down, sorry. And then beat in 2 also championships with Down as well, and beat in the league final as well. So I suppose to go through maybe 10, 11 years of playing for your county and not having to show for it is quite a low point, and it's something to look back at a wee bit of envy.
What impact did these experiences have on you?
Probably on a positive note, probably just winning stuff for your club and seeing what it meant to your community, seeing what it meant to your older members of the club, and seeing what it meant to your family, your friends. It was massive. So it's probably to give you a taste that that's a feeling that you want to get back as much as possible, and I suppose winning is a habit. Probably it's just something now that just sort of burns inside me when I look back now and see that we spent 10 or 11 years playing for Down, you haven't won anything. But again, that's probably why I've dived in a wee bit of coaching now, and I'm back coaching now with Down minors and stuff like that. So you're trying to give a wee bit back as much as possible, and then to sort of put things right that your playing career didn't go right.
Who would you say is the best player you played with, and why?
Best players I played with, probably with my own club, Owen McCartan and Kevin McKiernan. Great players, great leaders, great people as well, and obviously made my job a lot easier as such. Probably then when you dive into the county scene, then probably the likes of Mark Poland and Benny Coulter then were great players to play with. So my summers there was no holiday, it was just going to watch Down matches, and for years I was watching Mark Poland and Benny Coulter, and then to get that chance then after a while to go and actually play with these people. So it was only for Benny Coulter breaking his ankle in a league match, I probably wouldn't have got my debut for Down when I did. So like I said, to go and play for them boys, to go watch them for so many years and then play with them in the county and play with the people like that in your club was massive.
Who would be the best player you played against, and why?
Played against, it was probably a baptism of fire my first year with Down anyway. We went into a Division 1 league, and we're playing again Donegal, Monaghan, Dublin, Cork, Kerry, Mayo. So I think I went on a run where I marked Keith Higgins from Mayo, I marked Mick Simons from Dublin, I marked Michael Shields from Cork, marked Colin Walsh from Monaghan, Paddy McGrath from Donegal. Huge players and difficult defenders. But I'm saying the one that sort of I look back on and sort of be proud that I was able to share the stage with him was Mark O'Shea from Kerry. I marked him twice in Killarney actually. Needless to say, he gave me a roasting twice, but it was still nice to share the pitch with some great players and obviously be able to say then that he marked such a talented defender like him.
If you could revisit one moment in your career and change it, what would it be? Why?
That's a very tough question, Gerard, actually. But there's one sticking out to me. I missed a bad free kick in the Ulster Championship down in Tyrone one day in Omagh. I think we were 2 points up. I missed a bad free to put us 3 points up with about 2 minutes left, and Tyrone went down, kicked 2 points and forced a replay, and then they beat us in Uri. So till this day it's sort of one that haunts me, that I missed an easy free kick that maybe could have put us through in the championship, and obviously Tyrone come back to bite us next week. But thanks for bringing that up, Gerard. But that's the one thing I would change probably.
What was the best advice you were given?
Best advice I was given, probably never stop learning. Whether you're a player or a coach or a teacher or an athlete or anything, just never stop learning, whether it's reading a book or listening to a podcast or trying to develop yourself. Suppose develop yourself as a person first, and then obviously develop yourself as a player or a coach or an athlete or whatever. Just constantly dive into things, give things a go. Don't be afraid of failure, and that's probably the never stop learning, whereas you're never done until this day, whether you're a coach or a manager. The likes of Mickey Harter, he's still managing Louth. He's not improved, but you can see that he still is that. And the likes of Brian Cody, who was managing Kilkenny for years, these players or these managers, these people are not improved, but they're still doing it, so they love it. So never stop learning.
What are your future aspirations in sport?
I suppose short term probably keep playing probably as much as I can in my own playing career. Probably haven't played as much in the past 2 or 3 years as I would have liked to through injury. Maybe can I get my knee looked at and get a healthy body. I think healthy body, healthy mind. If that doesn't work out, I've sort of stepped into a wee bit of coaching now. Like I said earlier on, I'm coaching Down minors at the minute, and I'm did a wee bit of coaching with my club there previously, coaching teams in St Mark's where I work as well, and then I'm up coaching in a team of Louth as well. So short term probably try to play as much as I can, but then I suppose longer term then is to dip my hand into coaching and probably coach as much as I can.
You work as a PE teacher. Could you tell us more about this and what is involved?
Yeah, delighted to say I'm a permanent member of staff in Smarks High School in One Point. Teaching PE now for roughly 4 or 5 years. Love every bit of it. Suppose you have your two elements. You have your practical element, which is, I've taken sport and taken exercise and activities. And then you have your theory side, which is in the classroom. I have currently more practical than I have theory. But it's brilliant. Every day is a different day. No day is the same. And I suppose I'm so lucky that I work in a school that we offer so much wide, variety of activities and wide variety of sports in terms of, Gaelic, soccer, hurling, rugby, basketball, rounders, anything. And then we also have great facilities with a sports hall, assembly hall, a fitness suite, tennis court, soccer pitches, Gaelic pitches. So I'm really in a lucky place that we can offer so much to our kids and tailor and cater for them. I suppose then we have archery and the fitness suite and stuff like that, and Nerf wars and dodgeball. So every day is different. There's no day the same, and it's great then, I suppose, just try to make it as fun and as enjoyable for our kids as possible.
Why did you want to follow a career as a PE teacher?
I think it was something I always wanted to do in terms of working with people and working with kids, and giving them a platform to be as successful as possible as well, and probably an opportunity to be part of their career and part of their development and progression through life. It's something I always seen myself doing, whether it was coaching or teaching or personal training, something like that would give you that satisfaction and, working with people. And I suppose teaching them was probably the most secure route for me. It took me a while to get there, but yeah, eventually got there and haven't looked back.
What advice would you give to anyone looking to become a PE teacher?
Get as much experience as possible. Do your summer camps, go coach at your local club, dive into projects like the Respect Project, listen to your mentors, listen to your staff as much as possible. If there's any courses you can do as many courses as you can. There's so much avenues there in terms of sport. It's not just Gaelic, soccer, rugby, whatever. You have your personal training, you have your fitness instructing, you have your kettlebells, you have your sports masseuse and stuff like that. So get as much experience as possible, do as much courses as you can. I suppose then, maybe if you want to dive out away from sport, then give yourself another avenue in terms of, like, I teach in Smarks, but I teach PE, but I teach Irish as well. So give yourself as much opportunity to get that job. That you have your first aid done, you have your child protection done, you have your moving and handling done, you have your coaching courses done. Any education is key in terms of when you go for that job, then that you have a platform there that no one else can compete with. So get as much experience done as you can, and do as many courses as you can. I'm sure you'll go far.
What do you enjoy the most about your job?
I suppose I don't want to go back on myself again, but I suppose probably just to have that opportunity to work with kids and develop them and progress them through life. I suppose also not every day is the same day. God knows what we're going to walk through when the door opens, or I suppose in the fact that you're working with so many kids from different different backgrounds and different communities. It's great. So I think probably that you have that opportunity to work with kids and change their future and hopefully shape their future as much as you can.
That's all the questions I have for you today. Thanks for coming.
Thanks very much, Gerard. Appreciate it.